Welcome back, folks, to my channel, Amstermadathil. I am your host, Amsterdragnir. This episode is going to be Baku, that is Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but please look for my previous episodes for the continuation of this season. But before that, like, subscribe, share to my channel and press the bell icon. So in that, let's go for our gaming content. And I also want to remind you that at the end of every episode there is episode F1 news and FIFA news. So let's get started with our Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the time or the way to reach there. But before that, we have some few activities that we are going to select for getting some PR ratings and improvements done, and these are our parts that we will be receiving. There was one part that is to be received this episode, but yeah, and since we had the new update, I just checked whether the new people are there inside the 2020 driver lineup in the thing. No, we cannot get it, and there you have it. We have not received the part that is supposed to be coming in for today, the chassis component, minor update. But let's get started with our Baku, and guys, our qualifying is not going good these times. After taking up AF sponsorship, we only able to do once the what you can say once the objective correctly, but let's see whether we can do it for the next seasons, next races, not seasons, races. Okay, we are leading in our rivalry, and by the end of this episode we will be also leading in our rivalry again. But this is our chart, how we are going. We need to better our race pace and our qualifying pace. So let's get started with our qualifying. But before we get into qualifying, I need to say that it's not that perfect qualifying lap, because practice I had a great laps to match actually to reaching the top 10 or even top 7, but you will just now see. In our first run to qualifying Q1, we have got tow from Alexander Albon, who may not be having his seat next year. Let's see who is going to be, but we were getting tremendous slipstream out of his car, but this castle section is horrendous. So we had to go for a second Q1 lap, which was by the end of the session. And sorry to tell, I was a bit more careful with this Q1 thing, qualifying lap. So unfortunately, by the end of this lap, you will see as we get out of that excellent high-speed chicane, and there you have it. We have unfortunately qualified out of Q1 itself, and we are on 19th position with Hubert being on 15th, which tells us that we have good race pace to go about.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. The Baku City Circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Perez, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Carlos Sainz. Norris, Ocon, Pierre Gasly, and Kvyat, Hubert, Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen, and Joker, Russell, Raikkonen. They've taken a grid penalty, Giovinazzi, and Nicholas Latifi. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So the race start. The race start actually is really interesting, but before that, since we have some small changes that we can do, I try to change the increase the usage of medium tires so that we have a great run with the soft tires. But that actually you can see at the end of the race how blistering speed we had. So let's get started with our 5 red lights. And we are off to a great start from P18. We have already gotten P17, 16, A15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Wow, we have just thrashed or just bulldozed ourselves into top 11. Okay, I'm sorry, Norris. I brushed you off on the wall, but sorry. Well, whatever. And we are into top 11 in the 11th position. Come on, kya kar raha hai boy? But yeah, but we are stuck in this position for some time because Science in the head has soft tires and we are in medium tires, so we need to take it much more conservatively because they will be coming in for a earlier stop and we will be coming in for a later stop where we will have the raw pace ahead. But see, this castle section, since I had that quali incident, I am taking it much more carefully. If I overshoot it, that's it. So yeah, let's see how this goes. This first lap has been quite impressive from that first turn, and unfortunately we have a slight green front wing because of that small brush on that wall, but this chicane is absolutely beautiful. If you get that turn correctly, the speed at which you can go is absolutely great. So let's see how the race pace goes. We are going at rate of knots, but Norris is keeping us on tabs with keeping like half a second behind us, under half a second. So let's see how this goes and let's see how this laps turn out to be, because now Science has blasted off in front of us with a 1.3 second gap from us, but we are keeping a small speed or time gap with we overshoot that curve. But now on the lap 5 we are closing up to Science, and this is going to be interesting whether we will be able to curse him down quickly, because if we can do that and get it done, there it is, we will be having a great run for a top 7 finish. So let's see what happens. And as you can now see, that Nicholas Latifi unfortunately has retired out of this race, and a full safety car is deployed. This is going to be horrendous because our pit stop is on lap 8 and the safety car will be already be coming in for lap 7, as you can see from this. So there you have it in the lap 7. As we exit, I should have taken the gamble of going in the pits for this race start. So actually, we are just behind in the sixth lap. Ay, 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 ay. It was a horrendous mistake from myself also, because our pit window was open, and yeah, we couldn't do much. We had cold tires and we were doing a lot of stuff. So now it is a race restart at the end of lap 7, and I'm trying to suss out. I should have gone full throttle at that corner, but yeah, we did not go full throttle over there. This is my first time restarting a race, so I did not have anything, so I just blasted off now. And it was not a good start, because as you can see from this first turn, I am going a bit slower and my tires are cold. So Potas, somehow these AIs are having great way to keep their tire temps up. I don't know how, but yeah, these people can do amazing stuff with that. So yeah, now at the end of that lap, we are coming in for our one and only pit stop. The only good thing about this is that we won't be last, because a hell lot of people, like about 5 to 6 people, are coming in for our pit with us for their pit stop too. So we are P16 and we have a great pit stop, which is 1.8. That is almost equal to the world record set by the Williams team. Williams team or Red Bull team? I need to think about it. But see, by the end of that lap, my teammate comes in for his pit stop. I was closing up, like with 5 seconds on the board. I was closing up, and I don't know how much time we require to close up. Okay, we have just about 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds to catch up with Magnussen and Russell. But by the end of that lap, I have almost caught up with them. I have reduced 3 seconds down, more than 3 seconds down, and I can see them in front of myself. Wow, what a pace with that red wall tires, the soft tires is it's amazing. हमका जो भेजा पाव हो गया ना, क्योंकि हम लोग देख सकते हैं now we are right behind Magnussen. We are under DRS about now, and we take our DRS, and Magnus is trying to overtake Russell, and we are going for a long lunge. Let's see who breaks late, and we very late. We go out wide, but we control our car and keep it in front of both of them. So we have gone up to P12, but it's our last lap, and the Stroll is like 3 seconds ahead, but somehow we are able to even overtake Grosjean, who is our rival. We need to overtake him, because position inside the race, it does matter for that rivalry that is going on. So these are valid things. But I had the fastest lap, but if I would have just got one lap more, I would have been able to overtake Stroll or even Albon to get into top 8. And yeah, my ERS is done and everything is done. So that's it, guys, for this race.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Here we are then, it's victory in Azerbaijan. Great work from the whole team here at the track and back at the factory as well. And some pretty handy driving for good measure. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Valtteri Bottas passes his rival to take over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
I have to give it to Joker. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
Let's move on to the Constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So, as the commentator said, the safety car changed everything in this race. I was going for a top 10 or top 7 finish, but yeah, the safety car did us a banger. But thank you for complimenting my race. We did a great job. Our lunge, our first टर्न जो हमने डाइव बॉम्ब किया, सब कुछ कमाल का था. But just have a look at this dive bomb that we did for the first lap, first turn actually. There you have it from P18. There we come in. Yeah, we have a nudge with Ocon, but yeah, he needs to get it sometimes. But Norris was trying his level best to cross, but I shoved him off or to the wall. Sorry, Norris. Sorry, Lando. I am so sorry. So we move into the great speed attack, but then we come up with the brilliant racing between Norris and Ocon, because Ocon somehow was in medium tire or hard tires, I guess, and he actually overtook Norris, who's in medium tires. I don't know how it happened, but it happened, and Norris did that. But then we had the awful stoppage or introduction of safety car in the race due to Latifi's failure. I don't know what failure it was. Was it mechanical or was it engine? I don't know. But that changed a lot of our race. And during that comeback, Red Bull actually double stacked their position. And in this, you can see that Hubert, under the safety car, was on top 7. He was top 7 and I was on pole position. But yeah, this is our race stop. But yeah, we were going at blistering speed, because see, this was the overtake on Magnussen and Russell. We did a great speed track overtake on them, and then we have the next overtake on Romain Grosjean, who's currently not going to be in the F1 from the next year onwards. Even Magnussen is actually going to race in US, I guess. So we have that, and I don't know when we are reaching the Magnussen overtake, but in between that, let's say that we have some F1 news coming up at the end of this episode. It is really interesting what all are the F1 news that we have at the end of this episode. A lot, not even some. Sometimes I feel that I need to find something to make sure that we have some news at the end, but this time we have a lot, so I need to cramp up a lot of things. But over here, before even having the DRS, we are almost just behind him. We are tailgating him, we are attacking him, and there you have it. We overtake him pretty comfortably, and there we are cut across him. So now Grosjean is still behind us by 3 points. We have that superb lead since there was a qualifying thing also which he qualified above us. We lost 1 point, so only 3 points ahead, or else we would have had 4 points ahead. But yeah, there you have it. We couldn't get the AF, but we did get the DSB optics, and there you have it. We have some cash to be injected, so I thought it would be interesting to invest some in our department. So I bought the personal simulator, and in powertrain I also bought the fabrication. So because in fabrication we will be able to increase the number of parts that can be built in at a time. So we are having some issues like that. So let's wait for the Canadian Grand Prix, because we won't be having parts coming in for the Canadian Grand Prix. But let's go into F1 news. So in AlphaTauri, Danny Kvyat is being replaced by Yuki Tsunoda from F2, and Callum Ilott from F2 has been given the Ferrari test driver position. This can be the 21 calendar for F1, and then there are rumors that Sergio Perez may replace Albon in racing, and also there are few rumors. Actually, first of all, Codemasters is being bought by EA. Oh god, and Sao Paulo of Brazil has been given the contract for 5 more years. So there is a contract extension of the circuit and all these going about. So for more F1 news and F1 content and FIFA content and FIFA news, like, subscribe, share to my channel. Hope you like this episode, and see you. Sabakar, sayonara vibes.